See what I'm saying? Right here, there's a little bit of extra gap because the box is real tight up against the bumper for the intake, because there's a big, you know, box we had to build inside of there for the cold air intake. Other than that, and the center console having a few chips on it because they couldn't get one because they don't make it anymore. The thing is really nice. Really, really nice. Man, the nice thing about this Hurricane is that it's cooled down quite a bit. It's only like 88, 86, something like that. Not quite as humid. Kind of sucks all the humidity out of the air. Is one of the positive byproducts to them coming. I'm sure there'll be some negative comments about me talking about hurricanes, but I've been here for 20 years. We've had quite a few of them roll through. It's the same as, you know, for those of you in the Northeast, it's the same thing as snowstorms. They're just more, you know, there's more of a fallout than a snowstorm. You know, a snowstorm generally doesn't have the fallout that, you know, with lots of damage and insurance claims and things like that. But, you know, homes are built a lot differently than they were like in time of like Hurricane Andrew and some of these other, you know, higher catastrophe type hurricanes in the past. But when they talk about readiness, there's nothing to get ready for. I mean, if you live in a single wide, you got to get ready because your home might blow over, so go somewhere else. But if you have a normal home, there's nothing you can do. There's no point in boarding the windows up because the tree's going to fall and crash through your roof. What the issue is, the real concern is that your roof gets damaged and then there's no one to fix it. That's where the big problem comes. So then you're for months and months of, you know, getting mold and other issues, potential, you know, your home gets potentially completely destroyed because you get a little leak in the roof that then amplifies and spreads throughout the whole property or the whole home, and you can't get anybody to fix it. I keep looking at this thing, pointing out all the things that I don't like. Right here, there's a little piece that they left inside the frickin' headlights. These aftermarket headlights are never perfect. So if you ever do it, you just gotta be okay with some janky. These are really good, but I would still like it to be better. There's a little piece of glue in it. And then the top of them are kind of melty. The top plastic, you can't see it on the exterior, but the top plastic surround isn't quite right. But I have the OE headlights too if you don't like these. You can put them all back on. The good news is you have videos that you can watch of me doing it. You know what would look really sick is I just got those I&D, the black emblems that this little surround here is painted black. Yeah, you want those on this. I just did them on the M5. KB, did you just wake up? What's up?
Hi, can I get a hug?
I'm sweaty.
Oh, you're I woke up a long time ago.
She's been awake.
You didn't come out and see me?
No.
Mommy's home though, you pumped?
I looked everywhere for you.
How good does this car look, Shelly?
So good. We're
It's
doing
pretty
the drawing
sharp.
tomorrow?
Yep.
That looks awesome. That gator tag is so sweet.
Mommy, can we go play frisbee?
Yeah, we're going to play out.
Yeah. So let's bead maker this sucker. Get the next person a nice fresh layer. And we got to clean the interior too. Quick little vacuum, little wipe down. The windows are good. I just did them recently. These are the some drying aid towels. They're so good, I'm telling you. Especially after the first wash or two, they get even softer. So good. And they're orange. How cool is that? Yeah, I mean, the paint is really good on this car. I mean, it's not, I mean, remember, it's a 45,000 mile car and it wasn't mine from the beginning, but it's more than acceptable to me, so you're gonna like it. You, the winner, they're gonna dig it. Can PPF it if you want, but that's up to you. This isn't a PPF type car for me. So I'm looking at this Carbon 65 edition C7 Corvette, which I'm actually getting kind of excited about, chasing a whole new avenue. And I really think that I can provide some value to that community, because there isn't squat for information. I mean, there's a little bit here and there if you dig really deep, but man, it's a cesspool of nothing. There's trophies, and I can't tell you how many cars I've seen for sale where people put their trophies out front of their stock Z06. It's the stupidest thing ever. What's wrong with people? Oh boy. What do you get a trophy for? Like what? What is the point of that? Oh boy. Those are the same guys that rail about participation trophies in sports. Oh, every kid gets a trophy. I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this car. Ooh, hurricane force winds coming in. Hope my house doesn't get completely destroyed while I'm talking trash on hurricanes. I'm telling you, I'm not saying hurricanes aren't bad. What I'm saying is there's nothing you can do about it. I can't build a wall around my house in an afternoon. You just have to hope it passes and move on with your life. Hope I don't have to pay that 3% hurricane deductible. That'll be a stinger. Especially since my property tax bill is due in a few weeks. What I should have done, I should have left the raffle open until midnight on the West Coast. Lots of people emailing me saying, oh, I missed out. I said, well, we did say midnight Eastern. I wanted to stay true to the people who paid, especially those that paid early. I wanted to keep it honest. You know, for every person that gets added in, that's less of a chance for those that are in to win. I mean, it's more money for me, of course, but less odds for those of you that are doing it. And that's what I wanted. I wanted something that, I mean, a 1 in 5,300 chance to win this thing is pretty good odds. I don't gamble, but that's a raffle that I would buy into if I like BMWs. So it's going to be interesting. If someone in Canada wins this, I don't know how I'm going to get it to you, but we'll figure it out. Chris and Kyle will figure out how to get it to you. And Bryce. Because we're going to have half a truckload full of parts. All the OE parts that I think you'll want for this. Especially if you intend on selling it. I think whoever wins it, I think you'll have it for a while. Most of you, and then move on. Keep it for a year or two, and then sell it. And the smart thing to do would be to put it back to stock, part out all the stuff. Even if there's some parts that I don't have, even if you just put it largely back together. Even if you have to buy some parts to sell the aftermarket stuff, it would be a smart investment, I think. Gosh, these towels are so good. I was a little worried they weren't quite as good as the blue ones. It's because you got to wash them a couple of times. After you get them washed, they soften up. My wager is you probably get 30 uses out of them before they get loaded up with bead maker. That's my guess. And you gotta move them on to some other task because they'll become basically hydrophobic. Use them as your wheel towels or beater towels, or just throw them away like I probably will after you use them 30 times or so. Man, this thing looks so good. Oh, I forgot about all the, like, it's all coming back to me, like just little things of like fixing the rear spoiler, putting the trunk back on. There was like a big bump in the rear bumper because it wasn't put on correctly. Yeah, the rear diffuser wasn't quite right. It's all these little quirks, all these little tweaks I had to do to get it to where it is now. I didn't really even think about. Just hours and hours and hours. I'm thinking about my microphone, and I tend to be a little bit of a mouth breather. Plus, having this great microphone, it's super sensitive, and the positive is you get really quality audio. The negative is you get to hear me sucking air all the time, like anybody would. And so that, what I probably need to do is I probably need to move the mic down. So it probably needs to not get attached to my top of my shirt, which means I'll need to have, you know, I guess tape, lav tape for every time I use it. Maybe I just have to suck it up and do that so that people don't have to hear me mouth breathing all the time. All the jams are clean. I'm gonna vacuum this out here. That's another thing I kind of wanted to do, was buy a new mat here. I just never got around to it. But the floor mats inside are brand new, so you won't need to replace those. But yeah, if you're a perfectionist like me, I mean, the car is going to be nice and complete, but there'll probably be some little tweaks that you'll want to do to personalize it to make it your own. At least I know I would. So I'm guessing most of you would too. Get rid of this one. See, I'm sorry, it looks so good. You have no idea until you see this thing in person. I wasn't sure I could pull this off. Get this thing cleaned up, covered up. Probably do a rinse and wipe down before I ship it. Maybe I should just leave it dirty so that whoever wins it can wash it for the first time themselves. It's almost not necessary to have two towels in your hand with these. The other thing I've learned on these Brembos, it's better to not do the pull back and forth method. Those of you who are smearing this, I don't know what the heck you're doing, because I've never smeared bead maker once. I think it's just that you're not drying it completely. You're not using a good towel and you're just moving it around and walking away. It has to be wiped off. Like, you have to complete the project. You can't just spray bead maker all over the place, just smear it around. You've got to remove it or level it. So you need good towels, you need good process, you need appropriate amount of product, and you need to finish the removal of it. You can't just do it halfway. Yeah, all the jams are pretty well cleaned up. They get clean just from continually wiping them every single time I hit you know, some of these spots are hard to hit, so you hit like a new little area every single time you do it. And you end up with some nice clean jams. Bottom side of the door. All right, let's work on the engine bay here. Just kind of spritz it. I'll hit it on the towel here. I don't want to hit the windshield. Don't step on that front lip. Yeah, that's the other thing I'd probably do is that I didn't get done around to, like I've done this on my M3, is I'd replace all of this plastic here and start fresh. It's not bad, and for most people it's probably fine, but for me I would probably replace all of that stuff just to finish it off fresh and clean. Yeah, getting a black cover and then the dine-in intake is awesome. See, this here is just a little melty from when they take the headlights apart. I think these 1M headlights are pretty hard to do. Clean. Let's do the interior. Let's do the wheels first. It's nice that it's not as sweaty out here today. Hit this up with a little bead maker, just a little on the perimeter. A pearl, 4 towels. And just wipe the surface of the wheel. Yeah, man, I wasn't sure if I would like gloss wheels. You know, I've kind of gone to pretty much all satin wheels all the time, but having gloss is nice. They stay clean. They clean up easier. They look nice too. It's gloss gunmetal. HRE calls it charcoal. You're gonna like these wheels. Brake dust build up there. So that's where, if you do start to build up a little brake dust in spots, that's, you know, iron type, that's where, you know, spraying a little iron remover on them like occasionally would make sense. At least it would to me. The tires, the Carpo Pearl, diluted 50/50. This will be good. This will be a final maintenance detail series for the winter. This is how I'd recommend you maintain it. I didn't even think about that. Maybe I can make a little more money back by selling whoever wins this all the stuff. All right, let's clean up the interior. Get my cord. All right, let's clean up the interior. The Pro Lock power cord. These things are awesome. You need to get one of these. Get it from the store. OG spec. The Obsessed Garage door. This is a Shopback Professional 6.5 horsepower. Do a quick clean up here. I don't even need to take the floor mats out. You know, I usually keep it really clean. Get any little sand or dust or dirt. Get this vacuumed up. Need to wipe a couple little GoPro spots off. This is where I need a wider angle lens. And since I don't eat cheeseburgers in the interior, there's not much to do. Just keep it clean. By a simple vacuum every once in a while, and that's all I really need to do. This. Love the soft bristle brush helps me agitate, clean everything without scratching. Again, I don't really need to take the floor mats out this time. I just vacuumed this at the garage last week, so. All right, all I need for this today is a little bit of interior cleaner, a little bit of glass cleaner, and that's it. Just a quick little wipe down. Just spray it on the towel. Wipe the dash off. P&S interior cleaner. Wipe this area. That, and that. And call it a day. That's all that I need. I'll wipe the excess. Nice matte finish. And that's a done deal. And then there's a spot for my GoPro over there I wanted to clean up. We're done. You get a nice new radar detector too. Skip the cheeseburgers. You don't need a lot of cleaning. That's it. I hit this invisible glass here in the corner. So, end of another chapter in my car guy journey, or car guy progression and regression, I guess. The BMW 1M ownership experience has been enjoyable, probably not quite long enough. I probably should have extended it a little bit longer in that now I haven't really driven it as much as I would have liked. But I've got the experience. I can say that I enjoyed it. I can say that we'll check that box, and I can move on with my car guy journey on to the next thing. Next car will be a Z7 or the next car will be a C7 Z06, and then who knows beyond that. We'll see what's next after that. Maybe a GT4 or E46 M3 or something like that. So for those of you who participated, good luck to you. For the winner, thanks for participating, and thanks to everybody for watching these videos. You know, otherwise I wouldn't be able to do this kind of thing. So anyway, thanks for watching. As always, stay tuned for more crazy. Next cars, next projects, lots more coming. Thanks for watching.